What's up? This is DSP and welcome to my Super-Skrull basics tutorial. Super-Skrull is one of the characters I've been playing early on in Marvel vs. Capcom 3, and I learned some pretty cool stuff with him, so I want to explain it all to you. So let's start with the basics. His normal attacks, what are they and what are their use? So you've got a giant phoenix in the background. You've got standing, oops, I've seen it. This is what you have to be careful with Super-Skrull. His standing light attack is a little low kick. His standing medium attack is a headbutt that actually hits twice. His standing heavy punch is actually a swinging attack that's a ground bounce. Watch. It creates a ground bounce state. And then if you hold down heavy attack, it actually charges up that move and it becomes a wall bounce state. Okay? And then his launcher is just a simple, like an axe hammer swing upwards. Okay? Crouching attacks, you've got low jab, low medium, low heavy, which is a sweep, and obviously the launch is the same. Jumping, he's got a jumping light kick. Jumping medium punch, that's an uppercut, which is really useful for characters that are above you. You can actually punch them from underneath. Jumping heavy punch, which is a down kick. I'm sorry, I can't say heavy punch, I mean heavy attack. And then jumping special is this overhead punch that again you can charge to do a more heavy damage attack. And I do not believe that it bounces, but let's test that. It does, it actually creates a ground bounce if you can hit with it. But it has to be, it looks like it's not much of an overhead move. So those are his basic normals, okay? He also has some variations with heavy attack. If you press forward in heavy attack, his arm stretches out like Dalzim from the Street Fighter series, but I think here he's emulating Reed Richards, who's Mr. Fantastic. And then if you hit down towards in heavy attack, you'll actually attack upwards, okay? And it's interesting to note that this attack is fully cancelable. You can cancel it into any special move, or you can even cancel it into a super move. And as you can see, it can actually combo in certain situations, okay? So, he does have one other attack that I want to talk about in the air. If you jump and press down and heavy punch, see that? He actually strikes the ground with his fist, and when he does that, it's actually an area of effect. Watch this. Oops. See how far away I was and it still hit Super-Skrull there? It's because it's an area of effect attack, and it actually hits from behind as well. If I can show you here, let me throw him. Here we go. You have to hit it just right though. You have to hit him on the top of his head or just behind his head. If you go too far, it'll whiff. I'm trying to find where it will whiff from. See, right there I missed because I went too far. So you have to be very careful when trying this attack to make sure it's the right distance. But the cool thing about this attack is it creates a ground bounce, and in certain situations you can launch after it if you're near, say, the corner. See that? You can do juggles. Try that again. There we go. You can do different juggles and different things after it. And it all depends. Usually the strategy that I use with that attack is I'll call out a helper like Sentinel, and I'll do it. And then you can either get a juggle after it, or maybe you can get like a random launch after it. Because it is very confusing where it's going to hit. And I actually found in the launch day tournament I entered, it was very confusing for anyone to know where it was going to hit. Was it going to be forward, backwards? Was it going to bounce? Wasn't it going to bounce? So it was pretty interesting. Alright, now we're going to talk about Super-Skrull's normal attacks. And once again, I usually don't learn the proper names of these moves. He's got these really interesting moves. Like there's a ground stomp right there. And I think that's more of like an off the ground move. Oops. But it doesn't seem to work very well. I'm going to try it in an air combo situation. There you go. It gives you some additional hits in the corner, I believe. I haven't really found too many uses for it, which is why I'm not really using it. Seems like you get a couple additional hits, but I don't really see too much. However, this hook, which is towards 3 times the punch, can create a juggle state. And as you saw, it is pretty quick. You saw what I just did there? I did that rolling hook move, which is towards plus heavy punch. and you can cancel it into his tenderizer move. Now his tenderizer move is just press any attack button rapidly. You've got light attack, you've got medium attack, and you've got heavy attack. And as you see, they all go different directions, and they actually combo. And after them, you can actually super cancel into supers if you want, which is actually one of the best strategies with him in combos. Okay? So that's his tenderizer, and I showed you the hook, which you can actually combo into the tenderizer. But by the way, the best way to use the tenderizer is usually in a combo. If you just use it randomly in a match, and I found this especially in midair, right now as I'm landing, I'm completely vulnerable. So if I do this at the top of a super jump, I'm open this entire time until I hit the ground. So you gotta be very careful when using the tenderizer move. He also has this move, I think it's called Orbital Strike. It's half circle forward plus punch. Not punch, again, I mean attack. Sorry about that. It's my old school, Street Fighter lingo. And basically he does a spinning flame attack, and it's 3 different, levels that do more hits. This move is comboable, so watch this. Okay, and if it connects, you don't have to do if it connects, but while doing it, if you do quarter circle backwards plus heavy attack, he'll do a follow-up strike. So watch this. It's called, I think, Fatal Buster or something like that, and it actually bounces him over you so you can continue a combo like this. Which is pretty cool. His 2 other special moves, he has one that's called, I believe, what is it called? Orbital something. Meteor Smash, sorry. It's called Meteor Smash. It's toward, down, towards plus any attack. Light attack attacks the left side of the screen. Medium attack attacks the center of the screen. And then now the heavy attack attacks the right side of the screen. And you could do that only on the ground. It's not cancelable in midair, but you could do it in a combo to mix people up if you wanted. But from what I found, honestly, it's not that useful. I actually think that this version, which is just the jumping attack plus down and heavy attack, is a variation of it, because they look the same almost. It's actually a better version of it because it's more confusing. It's hard to follow up after this move, even after it combos. Like, what do I do now? You know what I mean? It's even hard to do like a tenderizer cancel or anything like that. His last move, yeah, he has a lot of moves. His last special move is half circle back in any attack. And it's basically a command throw that has a lot of range. So I'm going to show you, this is light attack. Okay? And when he does that, he actually aims low. Then here's medium attack. And then here's heavy attack. That one's actually an aerial grab, and it has massive range. You can actually grab all the way over there. So it's a very long range attack, which is pretty cool. So, what is the use of that? Well, for example, let's say I'm attacking and he keeps blocking, right? It's really annoying because my opponent he keeps blocking my attacks. Oh, damn it, I can't grab this guy. Aha! He may be blocking all my normal attacks, but if I mix it up and then I do a command throw, you can actually break through his guard, and that's really the use of that move, which is pretty neat. Super moves, he's got 2 main ones. Of course, I forget the names. He's got the Scroll Torch, which in turn, he looks like the Human Torch when he does this one, and this one's actually comboable, so let me show you this one. Turn the W back to Nogar. Okay. Here it is. And you aim it. What I'm doing now is I'm holding up on the joystick. If I was here, I could do it in midair to aim down, and he'll actually aim the super downwards. You could do it either way. You do straight, you do down. See, I went down and then I kind of lost him because I was holding down. So you really have to aim it for wherever the opponent is, and it'll continue to hit. The other one is really good. It's a quarter circle back and 2 attacks together. He just explodes into this giant ball of flame, and this is one of his best supers because it's really good to combo into for like an air combo. Really, really good. And also what I found is that for super canceling, or they call it dual hyper combo in Marvel 2. In this game, I don't think they even call it that. They probably call it assist crossover bullshit or something. But if I'm, for example, doing a super in midair, and then I want someone to continue the combo, I would super cancel into this super, and Super-Skrull stays on the ground, but this super is so large, it's giant, it covers the whole screen, and the character who's being juggled in midair lands on that super and takes massive damage. Now his level 3 super is kind of unique. It's one of the few supers in the game that's made exclusively to be an off-the-ground move, meaning when you ground your opponent, you use it to make additional damage. So let me show you what I mean. If I just do it, it's Dragon Punch plus 2 attacks. You can use it to land on top of your opponent and take surprise, okay? The problem is, it's very easy to block. It's just a simple high attack that they can block. But you can use it in a combo and it becomes really effective. So watch this. Here we go. I'm doing it right now. And now it's an off-the-ground attack. It actually picks him up off the ground and does significantly additional damage. As you can see, it almost did 100% damage there for doing that off the ground. So those are all of Super-Skrull's moves. And he does have an air dash, unlike some other characters, which is good. So you can use it to be maneuverable, but you can only use it once. You can't dash more than once in midair. And yes, he does have a wave dash, which is you just press 2 attack buttons together to dash forward, or you press backwards and 2 attack buttons to backdash. So, what are some of the basics of combo ability and stuff with Super-Skrull? Well, you can do light, medium, heavy like everyone else, and it creates a ground bound state. And you can do special to do a launching combo like I did right there. And all I did after I launched there, I did light, medium, and then I rapidly pressed medium attack, and he went right into the tenderizer punches. And then, of course, from there, you can do some cool stuff like cancel into super. Okay, the problem with this, though, is that you need to get all these hits, these standing hits initially, and the question is, how are you just going to dash up and do that? Well, it could be a little bit difficult to do that, so you might want to, you know, his regular jumping heavy attack is kind of useful because you can do it early and it actually hits pretty high, like you see right there, but then you can't really combo into it. So, really, it's all about getting a good attack while you're jumping in to try to get the combo to continue. As you saw there, I did jumping light medium, and it's actually a really good 2-hit combo, which then you can combo straight into his bread and butter. So rather than just trying to do jumping heavy, which you do with a lot of other characters, with Super-Skrull it's easier to try to get 2 hits like that with a regular jump. But you got to be careful because it can be difficult. As you see right now, he's in the corner, and when he's in the corner, it's actually harder to do it. Let's get him out of the corner. Okay. One of his other basic combos that I use all the time is light, medium, heavy into that flame move, into the Fatal Buster, and you saw what happens, he bounces off the wall. So if you do that, that's I'm telling you right now, #1, that is Super-Skrull's #1 weakness, is that people who would traditionally play these kind of games, they do what's called double tapping, which means if I want to get my special move out, see there, I only press medium punch once. Traditional players who play these kind of games press it twice or even 3 times, because they want to be sure that the move comes out. And what ends up happening in this game is if you try to double tap doing stuff, you end up getting tenderizer by accident. So you have to be extremely careful with Super-Skrull when you're pressing buttons. Only press them once or twice. Do not press them more than that, because then you get tenderizer and you're absolutely screwed. That's what it takes, 3 button taps to get these moves. As you can see, it's 3 button taps to get the tenderizer to come out. But anyway, doing what I was doing, you can do the basic bread and butter into that move, into the finisher, and then you can actually cancel it into a super. You can do either super, you can do that one, or you can also do the other one. And that one actually carries them further up into the sky. It all depends on how many hits you have before you start that bread and butter. You know, if you did a jump in, one super might be better, or if you're going to super cancel out of that super, you might want to do one over the other. Alright, but anyway, I'm going to be back with some more advanced techniques for Super-Skrull in part 2 of my Super-Skrull basics tutorial, so I'll be right back.